Like, teacher, forward, forward. So I cannot see anywhere. Everybody's tangled. If you don't like burgers, touch your nose. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. Well, in this episode, I'm going to give you 4 or 5 icebreakers to start a great school year. I mean, it's the beginning of another school year and I thought we could all use some to get to know our students, break that ice and make some friends. Let's go. Alright, the first activity that I really love is called Human Nuts. Why I love it? Because the students will learn each other's names first. They get the chance to touch each other's hands, look into each other's eyes. They are not sitting behind their chairs, they are right around you, like they need to stand up in a circle. So I think in order to break ice, this can be a very nice activity for both primary and middle schoolers. I think it can also be done with high schoolers, but first go and see the class. Maybe you want to start with something else first, with high schoolers. I don't know, with high schoolers I think this kind of touching and standing up right next to each other in the beginning of the session can be a little bit too much. Maybe some form of conversation would be better, but for primary and middle school it's great. So make a circle with your students. Tell them they are not allowed to hold hands with the person standing next to them, not on the right and not on the left. They need to hold someone else's hand like this, like in the form of a cross. At the end, when everybody is holding hands, it's like everybody's tangled to each other, and they need to understand that they need to untangle, and at the end be standing next to each other, holding each other's hands. The way that they are trying to figure out how to untangle each other is gonna, create that bond that we want and gonna break that ice. Activity number 2 is the blinking activity. I did it once with 6th graders, it failed, but then I tried it with 5th graders with another form of instruction. So giving instructions is very important for this activity. First, I started with a circle again. We made a circle. Then I became the leader of that circle. And I told them I'm going to blink. And when I blink at you, you're going to sit down. So remember, step by step, we're going to make this icebreaker challenging. So when I did it this way, they all started sitting down when I blinked at them. The next round, I said, okay, you are going to be the leader now, one of you. And I started whispering in their ears. Like, for example, you are the passenger, you're the leader. You can give the rest of the team other names if you want, like the passenger, players, whatever you like. So I started giving them names, and then I whispered in one of their ears, leader. That person started blinking, and then everybody knew who that person was. They looked at him, and one by one, he blinked and they sat down. The next round, I said, okay, now, leader. Nobody should know you. Nobody should be able to recognize who you are. If we know who you are, then you are out. So if you say it like this, make it sound like a secret, at the end of the day, they learn what you want from them. At first, it could be like a chaos. They don't exactly know your instructions, especially if you are with like little kids, 2nd graders, 3rd graders. But try to just give it some time. They will learn what to do in the end. Or maybe one of them learns and then tells the rest of them in Turkish very fast, or their mother tongue language, whatever it is. For my students, it's Turkish. So then we played it this way, and then they would raise their hand and say, teacher, I know, for example, Oz is the leader, or I know Sarah is the leader. And then I gave points to that person who could figure out who the leader was. Again, a very nice activity, a very nice icebreaker for students that you don't share mother tongue language with, and you don't want your lesson to be all about the language. You want it to break the ice. Remember, the first sessions are about breaking the ice. They are not about the language. They're not about learning the language. Mostly, you want to create bonds with your students. The third icebreaker that I really love, I don't know what I should call it, like the action game or the action icebreaker, maybe we can call it. If you like chocolate, stand up. If you like pizza, stand up. If you don't like burgers, touch your nose. If you're wearing a red t-shirt, jump twice. If you like your pizza with pineapples, run in the corridor and come back. You can adapt the level based on the grade you're teaching. You can have more sentences with I like or present simple, or you can have like longer sentences with more, let's say, complicated and complex vocabulary items. So it depends on you and your students' levels, how you want to manage it, but it's like action game. So you will tell them what to do if they like something, or if they don't like something, or if they're wearing something special. If you meet your students for the first session and you have only 2 of them sitting in the classroom and the rest of the class is absent, it's going to be a little bit more complicated creating bonds with them and breaking that ice. It can even become impossible. So with this classroom, I used a t-shirt because I actually want to go to the gym after the lesson. So let me show you. I just used the t-shirt like this. Just like this. Okay. So I cannot see anywhere. Yeah, nothing. So I just tied it around my head. And after that, I made like a path with their own tables and chairs, and I asked them to direct me to the other side of the classroom. So I had a start part, and then I had a finish line. I just had to pre-teach forward, backward, right, left. And it was so easy, everybody could get involved. Even the weakest of the students were sort of, excited and they wanted to be in. Like, teacher, forward, forward, back, 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 right, 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 no, stop, left, left. This was pretty fun for them, they really liked it. For the last activity, let me tell you about the birthday mix-up. It was pretty easy. One of them came to the board and he or she started yelling like one of the months of the year, like March, April, May. And then the person whose birthday is on that day had to come to the board and tell us a fact about him or herself. Like, for example, my favorite color is blue. My favorite animal is a koala. I really like koalas. I was born in 1992. I live in Turkey. I play guitar very well. Any fact about themselves, and then they would sit down and that kid will have to say another month of the year and the game goes on. Don't forget to push the bell button next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I love you and bye-bye.